If you're in your 20s, I need you to shut up and listen, because Dr. C and I, we're going to give you some advice that's going to change your 30s, 40s, and 50s. So keep on listening. I'm Dr. J.
I'm Dr. C.
And thank you for watching A Two Doc Minds.
Today, Dr. J and Dr. C will be talking about the best years of your life, your 20s.
Absolutely.
When I was 20, it was a very difficult time. It was very challenging. I was learning so much, and I was transitioning from being a teenager where everybody took care of everything for me to transitioning to an adult where I had to make my own decisions. I had to really start thinking about my future, and I had to start becoming that real adult that everybody told me that I had to become in my teens.
Yeah, no, it's hard for kids nowadays because things are so expensive. But in our day, we had to learn how to, pay rent, understand what a water bill. I used to always think water was free when I drank it at home and took showers until I paid my first water bill.
I thought everything was free.
I did too.
Yeah.
And so really understanding how to transition but how you can transition your mindset very early on so that you can see success.
Yes. So the goal in our 20s, as it pertains to our professional growth, I would think, it's always for us to be liked, right? It's always for us to seek approval. It's commonly for me, I really wanted to finally, for someone that I would looked up to finally say, you made it.
Absolutely.
Here you've arrived, but that doesn't happen when you're in your 20s. Things happen like you have to learn how to make decisions and you have to take a side. You have to learn how to make the right decision because not every decision sits well with the people that you work with, your family, and your friends.
Absolutely. I think what you're trying to say, Dr. C, you got to learn how to be disliked. Everybody, to your point, wants to be liked. And when you start going into adulthood, in order to make a difference in the world, you're going to have to make decisions that are not part of the trend. So you have to understand how to make decisions that are right, but sometimes people don't like it. For an example, I had to make the decision to reduce staffing at one of my older jobs. It wasn't a popular decision to lay off people.
No.
And I wasn't totally liked. But in order to get our financials straight, I had to make that decision. Mm-hmm. And it affected about 100 people getting laid off. And so it was the right decision for the organization that I was in because we were experiencing some financial trouble. But there was a lot of people that didn't like me. And so that's what I mean. You sometimes have to make tough decisions that are not liked by others. But that's what makes you, become the person that you want to become, is doing things that others won't do.
That's what's going to happen in your 20s. And I think what you're trying to say, Dr. J, is that you have to accept criticism.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
And when we're young, but for me anyway, it was all about everybody wins. When you get into your 20s, that's the first time you'll be introduced to, not everybody wins. Either you win or you lose.
Yeah.
And that's real in your 20s.
Correct.
So you have to, or in order for you to accept that new life situation, you have to be able to accept criticism.
Yeah.
So that criticism is going to help you move forward and it's going to help you to grow.
Absolutely. And as you get feedback from your boss or your superior or someone else, don't take it as negative. Take it as a chance to grow and learn. I think also you want to learn how to be laughed at. You want to be hated on. People talking about you. You're going to get that. The higher you grow, the more haters are going to come out the closet.
Yeah.
And if you're okay with understanding how to process through that hate, understand that it will come. It will come from family. It will come from friends. It will come from colleagues. It will come from people that used to be your peers, but now you moved up and now you're different. You're acting different. You're looking different. You're walking different. You ain't the same person that I know. You're going to hear all that. Move on. Move past it and find new people that's going to be around you that are where you're at so that they can help support you to move forward.
Yeah, learn to accept laughter, to laugh at yourself. There's a lot of people in their 40s, 50s, 60s that can't take that criticism. They can't take that laughter, but if you can learn to laugh at yourself in your 20s, your life will move in a different direction for sure. And it'd be easier on you.
So we got another thing that you want to consider. This is some more advice from Dr. C and Dr. J. So if you like this advice, hit that like button.
Yes.
I want you to learn how to accept yourself.
Oh, wow.
Not change for others.
That's amazing.
How to be secure in you. If you're an introvert and that's what you like, be that. If you're an extrovert and you like talking, be that. If you like do things a certain way, live in it.
Yeah.
Right? But don't feel like you have to change yourself for anybody. Don't feel like you have to come and please everybody.
Yeah.
When you try to please everybody, you please no one. And you dang sure don't please yourself, right?
And again, you'll be saving so much time in your future if you learn to just accept yourself and understand that others are going to accept you the same as you do and see yourself. So if you can learn that soon, a lot of headache you will avoid in the future.
Yeah, and it's just about adapting, right? Doesn't mean you're going to be like this and you're stubborn. You will see need for growth. But right, you're growing in a way, in a direction that works for you. And now you're growing because you're trying to work for somebody else and make them feel good. You have to do everything for yourself. And that's the best advice that we can give you in your 20s.
And the next thing kind of leads into that, where relationships will change. And more than likely, the relationships that you were used to before your 20s, in your 20s, they more than likely will end.
Yeah.
Because you're going through such extreme growth and change that either the relationships that you have will reveal themselves as somebody that's going to stick with you in the long run.
Yeah. And so it's two things that's going to happen with your relationships that you had in your early 20s. Either someone is going to grow with you.
Okay.
Or you're going to have to grow away from someone. And we always say birds of a feather flock together, right?
Yes.
If you begin to turn into an eagle, but your peers were pigeons at one time, you can't perpetrate to be an eagle, right, while you're still a pigeon. You're going to have to convert to an eagle.
Yeah.
And if your friends aren't converting with you, then you're going to have to leave that group and flock of pigeons. And the reason why is they will keep you a pigeon, but you're trying to be an eagle. You have to soar by yourself and go find another flock of eagles to soar with. Yeah. Maybe few of those pigeons will come with you. Maybe none of them. But you have to know it's okay to let folks go in your life.
Yeah, the people you hang around are the people that you will rise to.
Yeah.
You will actually compete against. The people that you surround yourself are a great indicator of what you're trying to become.
Yeah, I mean, for example, I used to party with a lot of people. We would have a good time, and we were 20, 21, and we would go places and just have a ball. Let me tell you, C. Roof. I mean,
there's a lot of good times in your 20s.
And Dr. C, we had a great time. Let me just tell you, we had a great time.
Yes.
But I got to be 24 and 25 and started getting into my career, and I wasn't going out as much.
Right.
But yet they still were doing it every day. And so I outgrew them. And then next thing you know, I was going out with them, twice in a week. Then it went to once every other week. Then it went to once a month, once a quarter. And then eventually they slid on out my life.
I think what happens is that you go and you say, okay, I can still party and go to work and grow my career. And then you wake up tired on that Monday morning. It's like, I have to rethink this. What is my priority? Do I really want to continue on with this lifestyle, or do I want to grow my career?
Because you had the pre-party to get you ready for the party, right? Mm-hmm. Then you had the party, and then you had, I'm done and I got to get home, right? But that's 2 o'clock in the morning. So think about it, right? From 8 to 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm out there doing my thing, having fun.
Yeah.
But what if I replace that with something else? What if I replace that with something else? Because that's what pigeons do. What if I replace it with what eagles do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Then that's what we're talking about. Looking at moving people out your life and reprioritizing what's important to you.
So lastly, when we talk about our 20s, we want to talk about the feel good. You have to start making decisions in your 20s that will help you feel good.
Absolutely.
You're going to have to make that decision because you want to walk around and be proud of the decisions that you're making. So in order to feel good, again, you have to make those grown-up decisions of what you're going to eliminate and add to your life in your 20s. And those are the big transitions that we have to make.
Absolutely. What makes you feel good? What's meaningful to you in your life? And then you have to go out there and do it and feel good. If partying doesn't make you feel good, stop doing it. If donating your time to mentor young people make you feel good, do it. Yeah. If going out and doing things for the environment make you feel good, do it.
Absolutely.
If going out and picking up litter in your neighborhood makes you feel good, do it. Do what makes you genuinely feel good, because that feeling of being good to yourself, it becomes an addiction, and you'll do more and more of it. And when you do things that you love, things in your life become, I would say, a lot balanced, a lot more focused, and you will get what you want because you're doing what you love.
Absolutely. And also, Dr. J, I would suggest that if, like, I like to hear from older folk. I like to hear what people maybe have regretted or maybe celebrated that they did in their 20s, and take that advice and use it on my own terms and see what I could take from it to do better.
Yeah, and we're telling you this because we've been 20.
Yeah.
We didn't have as much, so we had a lot of support, but that mentorship, someone that's been there, done it, telling me what I can do to get there. And so what we're telling you, what we did that worked. We didn't learn these lessons sometimes until our 30s, right?
Yeah,
and even 40s.
I think we learned a lot of this stuff late. That's why this is a good conversation. In
Yes.
my 20s, I think that I made a lot of flubs. You know, I tripped over a couple of decisions.
Yep.
So take this advice that we're giving you and just use it to your benefit to grow in your 20s. Use it to cater to yourself.
Absolutely.
Use it to make great decisions so you can have your best 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, let's hope 70s, 80s, and 90s.
And 100.
And 100.
Yeah.
I wish the best. But these are some of the things that in our 20s that we can kind of navigate those waters that we've done. Dr. J, we've done some good stuff in our 20s as well. And not just, just made bad decisions. So.
No, we made good and bad decisions. You will too. Just continue to look at Two Doc Minds and learning from our content, because there's a lot of good content that will get you to where you want. So we want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so that you can join our channel, because we're dropping a lot of great content. I'm Dr. J.
I'm Dr. C.
And thank you for watching the Two Doc Minds.